Wait up, here I come. Woo. Hi and welcome back. So I finally got East, the Oath in felghana for the Nintendo Switch in the mail. I really wanted to get a PS4 physical copy. You can get it if you buy the Japanese version, but that one is a little bit expensive. And I figured to myself, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if I get the Switch version or a Japanese PS4 physical version, PS5, as you know, I don't really care about it that much. So I have been playing it since yesterday. I'm like 4 hours into the game, and I did have the game on my PSP. Now I know that was sort of a remake, a remaster of a Turbo Graphics game. Not entirely sure. And I remember playing it on the PSP, and I really liked it, but I found it extremely difficult. And for me personally, I hate playing RPGs on such a tiny screen. That's one of the reasons why I don't have a PSP anymore, is because I just don't really play it. And the PSP has such a incredible amount of video games that I just don't play because I don't want to spend 60 hours on a tiny little screen. I just cannot do it. So I was absolutely thrilled when they announced that the Oath in the felghana would come out on modern consoles with a physical copy. I pre-ordered it basically right away when I could, and wow. First up is I really love the old East sort of graphical style. I think one of the best ones I've played is on the PS2. It's the Ark of Nephthysicin. I love that sort of over the top, small little character graphics, right? Nowadays you have, of course, looks good too, like East 8, East 9, East 10. That's really weird. East 10 came out, and like a few weeks later, or a few days later, they announced a massively upgraded version of that game. It's really weird, but I'm probably waiting for that version to come out. But nowadays you have these sprawling 3D worlds, but back then it was like sort of a top-down view, and I love it. And on the Nintendo Switch, it runs buttery smooth. It looks so good. There are so many details in almost everything, especially sort of the town you're in. I was just looking at all the details, and it was really cool. Now, what is also pretty cool is that they have redone the artwork, and that was actually quite weird. And you know me, I'm a pervert. I don't give a shit. And so you go to a sort of shop where you can buy new equipment, buy new items, and the shop owner is called Cynthia. So I was looking at the art design. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, I like big boobs. I don't give a shit. So I figured, I really love like 80, 90, early 2000s anime designs, right? So I figured, let's check it out, see how the art design looks from how it originally was on the PSP. And I'm just looking at the art design of Cynthia. I'm like, with the new design, something got bigger. And bigger, in my opinion, in that regard is better. And basically, from all the females, everything is bigger. It's kind of weird. I don't know why they've done that, but I like it a lot. I mean, again, I'm a pervert. I don't give a shit. I like the kind of stuff. Fan service in games, I like it. Gameplay wise, it is your typical old style Ease. Not as refined, you could say, or as action oriented as the newer Ease games. But to me, as I mentioned, I just love that over the top style, that little bit of sort of like the Diablo perspective. I love it. It's really fast paced. It runs buttery smooth on the Switch. I was kind of worried, like, if is this game going to run good on the Switch? But then again, I'm like, hey, this is a remaster of a PSP game. If they can't make this run buttery smooth on the Switch, what the hell are they doing? And it runs buttery smooth. Now, I am playing it on normal, but I have to mention, this game, especially kind of only the boss battles, they are difficult. I mean, I've just done the boss battle in the sort of lava section, and you have like two boss battles in a row, and especially sort of the worm that goes into holes. It's kind of weird, but whatever. Um, he was difficult. He was really difficult, and to be honest, I actually grinded a lot. I think I grinded like 3 or 4 levels more than you should do. I found a certain spot where you could easily grind a few levels in like an hour or two. So I was grinding quite a bit, and I'm just dying like it's nothing. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Eventually, the game asks you like, hey, maybe you want to restart this boss fight on easy mode. I'm like, okay, I'll do it in easy mode. And the boss after that, I've done the same thing. So I'm now at, I basically got 2 statues. I beat the first 2 dungeons, and I'm loving the game. Now, of course, like almost every Ys game, the music is phenomenal. The music is fan freaking tastic. I love the music in Ys games, but especially the older Ys games. And I really hope that this game is going to sell well. Now, I have high hopes that the Nintendo Switch community will pick up this game, and perhaps Falcom and is it Nipple Itchy? Marvelous. And does Nipple Itchy actually still exist? They release a lot of games like on the PS3, PSP era. But yeah, Marvelous and Falcom. And I hope you're like, hey, a lot of people like these old style Ys games. Why not release? Because I think you have Ys Book 1 and 2 on the PSP. And of course, you have the amazing Ys 7? Yes, Ys, I think it's Ys 7. Or is Ys 5? No, Ys 7. Ys 8? Oh yeah, Ys 8 is the really good one of Dana or whatever. And then you have Ys 9. I don't really like that one. And then Ys 10. Yeah, so Ys 7 on the PSP was phenomenal. I loved it so much. And I really hope that Falcom is going to release that game in the West on the Switch and PlayStation 5, whatever. Switch 2 is probably going to be announced this month. So if you want a traditional, little bit difficult in boss fights, but really old school RPG, and you may have never played Ys, or you know Ys and you're probably already playing this game, you should play this game. I love it. I freaking love it. And the artwork is phenomenal. I love bigger is always better. Leave it in the comments below. Are you playing Ys the Oath in Felghana, or it's actually called Ys Memoire, the Oath in Felghana? Yes or no? Have you played any of the Ys games? Leave it in the comments below, and look at my freaking awesome Vegeta shirt, and you'll see me next time.